Welcome, everyone, to the zoning board meeting of January 25th, 2022. My name is Marty Akins. I'm the chairman. Mr. Cabeas is the vice chairman. Board members, Mr. O'Brien, Mr. Chin, Mr. Himmel is with us tonight. We're going to ask you to take an oath before you testify tonight. Mike, Mr. Cabeas, could I have a motion to waive the reading of the minutes, January 11th, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes of January 11th.
Second.
On the motion, voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So moved. We have some business here. I have a letter, ZBA 2189, Alfred Peachy, 12 Adeline Place. He wants to withdraw without prejudice. Could I have a motion, please, Mr. Cabeas?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the matter number 21-89, Alfred Peachy for finding variance to subdivide the lot, 2 parcels, and construct a 2-family residence on a newly created lot while maintaining the existing single-family home on the premises number 12 Adeline Place. To make the motion to withdraw without prejudice.
Second.
Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call vote?
Yes. Mike Cabeas,
Yes.
Charlie O'Brien,
Yes, ma'am.
Russell Chin,
Yes.
Brian Riddell,
Yes.
Marty Akins.
Yes. Further on the new business, I have a letter here, ZBA 2198, Minvan for variance finding on 62 Billing Street. They want to build 2 two-family homes. They have to go in front of, wasn't that Billings?
No, it was Copeland.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wrote it wrong one. I'm sorry. Copeland Street, ZBA 21101, CPLD LLC 201. They want to build a 3-story, 8-unit multifamily home. They'd like to put this off till April 26th. Mr. Cabeas, could I please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the matter number 21-101, CPLDST LLC for a variance to construct a 3-story, 8-unit multifamily structure with incorporated parking on the premises number 201 Copeland Street, Quincy. I make a motion to continue the hearing until April 26th.
Second.
Madam Clerk, can I get a voice vote? Roll call vote?
Mike Cabeas,
Yes.
Charlie O'Brien,
Yes, ma'am.
Russell Chin,
Yes.
Brian Riddell,
Yes.
Marty Akins.
Yes. If I could just pause for one moment and just let me say a few words. Our vice chair, Mr. Cabeas, after 10 years, is going to leave the board on us, which is going to be very well missed. I can't say enough for the guy, and it's just not regular words you hear. I'm going to tell you, this guy is, I go out looking at properties, and I see him there all the time. We bump into each other. Mr. Cabeas, I can't say enough for what you've done for this board in the last 10 years, and I'm going to let each and every member here say a few words that they like about
You
it.
don't have to do that.
I just really thank you very much. You made it so much easier for me as being the chairman, being the co-chair, and the board members, and the discussions we have makes it so much easier to render decisions with you guys, the knowledge that we have in this room and the good ideas that we come up with. But thank you very much. It's been a pleasure working with you, and I'll see you next week for lunch, buddy.
That'll be good.
And so, Brian, would you like to say something?
Yeah, Michael, I want to wish you luck. I appreciate your even-temperedness and even-handedness and dealings with it. I also appreciate the idea of enclosed porches more. Good luck, pal.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Chin.
Mike, it's been a pleasure having a fellow attorney on the board. Thank you very much for your collegiality and your friendship. We'll miss
Thank you, Russ. Thank you. Thank you, Russ.
Mr. Himmel, would you like to say something?
I would. It's been great. I came on the board not that long ago. Michael, you were a great reference. You're always steady. You never pop. You just look at things and make an intelligent decision. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, John.
Michael, thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Apparently, my words don't matter. So
Oh, yeah, right.
Who are you?
Oh, Miss O'Brien, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm looking here. I'm looking at Charlie.
No, it's Brian.
Brian,
Yeah,
Brian, where are you? There you are. See, you got this hat on. You're blowing my mind. I'm looking at like, oh my
Yeah.
God, he's just sitting in the background waiting for the next pitch. I know.
I
All right, I'm
just,
sorry, Brian. Go ahead, brother.
Mike, I just want to say I will
Did I?
truly miss your botched pronunciation.
I hope you weren't keeping score because Bo and I'm in trouble. Thank you, Brian.
I don't
Brian,
envy
I'm sorry.
you has to take that role though, Mike, because those provided such a good moment of levity and sometimes
He brought it all back to reality sometimes.
yeah.
I don't know.
All right, where are we here? Old business. ZBA 2177, Susan Cochran for a variance to subdivide the property and create a new buildable lot, residential structure at 94 Marymount Road in Quincy. Is the applicant a representative here? Susan?
Yes, I'm not sure if you can hear me,
Yeah,
Mr. Chair.
please take a note, Susan.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
I didn't know you were attorney. Sorry, Susan. Go ahead. You
I'm
have
sorry.
the floor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. The last time I was before all of you, I was asked to retain an architect, which I did. Hopefully all of you have a copy of the plan that Dick Rockwood had put together, the plan that he put together for the proposed lot. So I have that before me as well. And Mr. Rockwood had put together a plan on that lot, and it's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. After I received that, I then went back to the surveyor, Claudio Salas. I'm not sure if I ever pronounced his name
That's
correctly.
fine.
Okay, so Mr. Salas then had dropped off the plan to Mr. Duca of the architect's plan and put it on the proposed lot. He did email me yesterday, I believe it was, and Mr. Duca, and put on a porch, I guess, but I'm not sure. I just received that. I don't think the board received that.
The porch out front, it's here. It's here.
Yeah, we got it.
There,
I have
okay.
it. I think the board members, you have that, the porch out front.
Okay, I wasn't
Okay.
sure if
Matter
that
of
was,
fact, Susan, hold on 1 minute. You share the screen so the plans can come up?
I'm sorry.
Do you want to put your plans up online?
Okay, I have
Or
to
is your
tell you,
surveyor there or
I am so bad at this.
Claudio?
Yes,
Do you
Okay.
want to-
Oh, Claudia.
Yeah,
Oh,
screen.
good. Okay.
I was being curious, so I came on.
Yeah, you want
Good.
to share the screen, Claudio?
I can share the survey plan.
Yeah,
Great. Because I wouldn't know how to do that. I'm so bad at all of this.
that's okay.
Uh,
That's why we have help.
I know. And that's how I am at chair. Horrible on the computer.
I have no
We have
idea if it's
Jonathan
working.
here, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, if you need it, I can do it. As long as it's online somewhere.
Claudio just did it, which is great. Thank you.
Is it on? I don't even see it.
I
Yeah, you
am.
got it up, Claudia.
Okay. So this is the latest plan, which actually not only has the porch, which the first plan did, but we thought we would put in a proposed 12 by 12 deck in the rear. So I hope you do have
Yes.
the deck in the rear, just so we would include that in
Great.
the variance, and a prospective builder would not have to come back before you for a deck.
All right, so it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Correct?
That I do not know. I don't have the architectural plans.
Susan, you have the floor. Does anyone else need to see this online? No? Okay. There you go. Susan, you have the floor. Why don't you explain what you want to do here?
Well, I was asked to provide this to the board, so I'm not sure what else the board wants at this point.
No, that's just, I saw what I see is I want to know where the lot line is. I'm looking for, as far as that cement, last time the cement curvature of that rear door to the other building that's there is being cut in half. Is that still there or is that moved a little?
Do you mean on my parents in the back?
Yeah.
I know I speak to Mr. Salas about probably taking that off. I know, you're talking about the patio, Mr. Chair?
All right, the plot plan, looking for the, oh, maybe it's down here. There it is. All right, see that, yeah, all right, so you're going after this. No, you're still coming off. Some of those stairs are gonna be cut off, correct?
If I may,
Thank you, Claudio. He'd be able to
anything encroaching over the proposed lot line would have to be removed.
Mhm.
There's a portion of a patio, and then there's a two-level patio. One is a lower level, the old pool apron, and then the higher patio. That would have to be removed. There's a circular stairway coming from a slider or a small door.
Yeah, yeah.
That can actually remain unless they remove the patio below it. It's not encroaching. So the setback.
Oh, so that's now it's further back then. That's what I was wondering, because they had it cut off before, correct?
No, I have the line, the proposed property line has not moved.
No. Well, I don't know, because that was my whole thing about this, and I wrote notes that the staircase coming out that slided door, they were coming, see where those stairs are? There's a patio piece that comes out.
Yes.
So you're saying you're gonna take that piece of concrete out of there, correct?
I mean, I assume they would remove it at least up to the lot line. If they remove
Correct.
more than that,
Yep.
then the stairs would probably have to come out.
Well, it's gotta go to at least the lot line. I mean,
Mhm.
Right.
and then Mr. Ducal will take care of the rest. That was my main thing. What's going on with that deck over there? Okay.
Yes, because when he first came out to my house to do the
No,
plan-
I get it, Sue. I get it.
Sorry.
Just let's move on. Mr. Cabeas, do you have any questions?
I do not at this time.
All right, Mr. O'Brien?
The only thing I want to know is, did you speak to the neighbor?
Did I personally speak to the neighbor?
Well, somebody, did the neighbor on the left-hand side, is it Mr. Otto came in and,
He wanted to make sure that what I understand that it was gonna stay, that house was gonna stay, and it was gonna be another single instead of someone buying the whole lot and developing the whole thing into, right.
Right.
And that's what this would do.
Yes.
I think that's it. I don't know. Mr.
Yes.
Cabeas, now we
I thought-
talked about. Yeah.
Fine.
Mr. Radell?
So just for my clarification, Marty, or to Commissioner Dugan. So we approve this way.
Yeah.
We have a single family home. We're approving a second single family home. Anybody who buys this can file for different, correct? Because she's
Well,
not.
it's right now, it's gonna be subdivided, and there's gonna be two separate lots. Now, if someone else buys both lots, do what they wanna do and combine it, they're gonna do it by rights. So it's gonna be a different project than what they think they're gonna get, right?
Okay.
It's gonna have to be by right, so they're gonna have to take all this, take all that, right?
But in the size of the lot,
Oh. Yep.
if she's trying to preserve the neighborhood, which is what
I
she
know.
sounds.
Right.
I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've thought of that so many
Susan?
times.
Susan, let him finish, please. No one
Sorry.
talks. Go ahead, Brian.
The only way to do that going forward would be to have two separate, like we're going to split the lot, but if the same person buys both lots, we could be back here, or they could have a by right project, right?
Right.
I just want the neighbors to realize that, like, just because we're approving this way doesn't mean that this is ultimately how it will happen. Like, somebody still needs to buy these lots.
Right. Well, and if Susan really wants that to happen, she could sell to one and not the other and say, I don't want them combined. I don't want those lots in the same ownership, and put it in whatever she's selling. And then she hires someone like Mr. Cabeas to make sure it happens, or Mr. Mr. Chin.
That's what I want.
I could.
That's what I was
Right.
trying to imply, Marty. I didn't know I could say it that way, but that's what I was trying to imply.
Right, right. And that's what you're gonna have to do. Yes?
Yeah.
No, we understand she could build a four-family right. Mr. Duca says that's what we're trying to stop here. That's what we're trying
Correct.
to get. 2 single-family homes are in that neighborhood, and the neighborhood has that same look.
Correct.
And, I think that's what we're all trying to work together to make sure that happens, so.
That's I was trying to
Get
show.
the same bidders on there, Susan. I consider hiring one of these guys on the screen here, Mr. Fleming, or one of these guys too, anyway. Oh, Mr. Cabeas would be available after tonight.
Hey, Rose, you're my agent.
Hey, ain't no money here, you know that, Mike.
I do.
I do. So I think, Brian, yeah, that's what we're trying to make happen here, so that would be great. Anyone, Mr. O'Brien, anything else?
No, I'm good, thank you.
All right, Mr. Himmel, Mr. Chin. Anything, Mr. Himmel?
No, I think it's a good idea. Maintain the contiguous neighborhood with single families. Good idea.
Mr. Chin?
Right. I think last time we spoke about this, we did bring up the topic of a deed restriction. And
Yeah.
I believe that the board would have the right to include a deed restriction in the variance, or if we do not do that, then Susan Corcoran would have the right to put those deed restrictions going forward in her transfer docs. So that's the only consideration, is whether this board wants to have deed restrictions placed in there to keep it, the way she's proposing.
What, Mr. Chin, what's your recommendation on that?
Well, the only way to be sure that there are only
2 different buyers.
two
right?
houses there, to maintain the continuity of the neighborhood, if that is the consideration that we're using for allowing this variance,
Yes.
then my suggestion would be that would be the only way to ensure that happens. It's
Okay.
rare that we do have the right to ensure that things happen the way we anticipate or the way that we want them to happen in the future. So this is an opportunity to do that.
Mr. Cabeas, anything else?
No, I think that we certainly could and maybe should do that. I think Mr.
Okay.
Chin is right.
Very good. We can put that in there. We'll put a deed restriction in there. We're all set. Let the public speak. Is there anyone that wants to speak in favor? Anyone want to speak in favor? Raise your hand, click. Oh, I'm sorry, Counselor. Counselor McCarthy's right here. I just saw you. Sorry, Dave.
That's all right, Mr. Chairman. No, this is the first time I'm getting a look at this. I know that we were running around with this. I hadn't had a chance to see it until
Mhm.
Mr. Duca sent it to me about an hour ago. So,
Yeah. You had all that time?
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dave. That was my fault.
well, I'm kind of just wanted to make sure. Mr. Chin hits a nail on the head with the deed restriction.
Yep.
We know this is an area where, if the family home, was taken down and there's 11,000 plus over there, there's plenty of room. If the other house was to disappear and we could get into a multifamily and get into,
Right.
I just wish I had a little more time. I didn't talk to any of the neighbors,
Mhm.
even in regards to this, but I'm looking at the dimensions. Everything seems to fit the way it should. So,
Council, I think that's what we all try to get together at the end, is like the neighborhood wanted not to get a multifamily in there, and we
Yeah.
all try to get to this end result here with a deed restriction. I think that's probably going to be an awesome, and it's going to stay the same, and that neighborhood's going to look the same.
okay. No, I like that idea. I really do, because this will be probably more and more like these as we go along and keep our eye on that. Trying to keep Res A intact, even though sometimes we're not in Res A. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Council. And I know I want to talk to you. I'll call you tomorrow. We're going to talk to you about that other stuff. We're talking about different properties in the city and what they're going to do with those votes. I'd like to have a little input with you. Thank you. Anyone else want to speak? Speak in
Rob-
favor?
Looks like Rob Blakey.
Rob Blake, take an oath, Rob, please.
Here's unmute himself. Okay.
I will.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you.
Blake, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I'm in favor for it. I saw the plans. I think it's a great looking house. I'm all for you guys going with the deed restriction. Keep the neighborhood the way it is. It's a great idea. I'm all for it.
Thank you, Mr. Blake, and thank you for logging in tonight. Is there anyone
Thank you.
else like to speak in favor? Anyone else? Second call?
Not seeing any other hand.
Third call, call that part of the hearing closed. Anything from correspondence? I have a letter here from the DPW dated October 20th, 21. Same letter. We have reviewed the above referenced project and have no comments. Is there anyone opposed or undecided? You can give us, Jonathan, if you could tell them how to shoot up and *9 or whatever they got to do there for us.
So if you go to your reactions button, you can hit any reactions button to kind of notify us, especially the virtual hand raise. If you're calling in on a cell phone or phone, it's *9. Or if you do have a camera, turn it on, give us a wave, or send a chat.
Thank you, Jonathan. Second call? Third call, call that part of the hearing closed. I'll be voting in favor, and I'm glad we'll have a deed restriction there, and then I think keep that neighborhood the same. I'll be voting in favor. Mr. Cabeas?
I'll be voting in favor.
Mr. O'Brien, any comments?
Yes, likewise.
Mr. Chin?
I'll be in favor with the deed restrictions.
And who is sitting on tonight? Mr. Raydell, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm good as long as we have the deed restriction in there.
All right. Could I have a motion, please, Mr. Cabeas?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, matter number 21-77, Susan Cochran for a variance to subdivide the property and create a new buildable lot for a residential structure on the premises number 94 Marymount Road. I make a motion to grant the variance with the stipulation that there be included a deed restriction that this property will stay a single-family property for its entirety. End of time.
Second.
Thank you very much.
Wait, whoa, Susan, please. Anything on the motion, guys? Nothing. Madam Clerk, can we have roll call vote?
Yes. Mike Cabeas,
Yes.
Charlie O'Brien,
Okey dokey.
Russell Chin,
Yes.
Brian Riddell,
I'm good.
Martin Aiken.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Suzanne.
Okay, now I can say thank you. So,
That's very nice.
thank you very much.
You're welcome. Further on to tonight's agenda. Who sat on 479? Mr. Himmel? Mr. Himmel? Mr. Himmel, were you on that? And,
Yes.
all right. Mr. Raydell, were you on that?
Chin was not here the last.
Mr. Chin wasn't here. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so same board members back on this case. ZBA 2184, Mohammed Zubaidi for a finding variance special permit floodplain to construct 2 additions to accommodate a 2-car garage living area on the premises 479. And our discussion was to vote tonight. Is that correct, Mr. Cabeas?
We're here tonight because at that moment we were interrupted in the middle of the meeting by
Right.
an emergency. And so I took it upon myself to convince the board that we should come back today.
Very good. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm going to miss this guy. Any other comments? I'll just say a few that I think what he's asking for, and I know people don't want to hear it, but he's not asking for the world down there. He's asking to put a garage there and a couple of bedrooms upstairs. And he has a family, and the house needs a little remodel there. And I know the pool's been an issue, but you know what, it's 4 feet. It's not really an issue by water rights down there. Are we gonna have water in the street? Yeah, we are. We're gonna have water in that street up further, because you got water, but it has nothing to do with that pool is gonna flood that street. It really doesn't. It's just, it's flow through, is all it is. So I'll be voting in favor of this. Mr. Cabeas, any comments?
No, I will also be voting in favor.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yeah, I think what they did is they removed some of the concrete,
Yes.
bit conk, so, and put green space in there, which should cut down on some of the runoff. So, I likewise will probably be voting in favor.
Mr. Himmel?
I think if there was a problem with the engineering, that the conservation probably would have come up with a more detailed order of notice. I don't think it's going to cause any harm, further water harm from that property. I'll be voting in favor.
And Mr. Radell, where is he?
I'm right here.
Wait, oh, there he is.
Just hiding with my hat on. We had a similar property a few months ago, Ward 6 as well, 107 Dorchester Street. I was against that. I'm going to be against this one. I looked at plans. Because of the corner lot, you do have a shorter, setback in what should be the rear of the house.
Right.
I think they can achieve everything that they need with figuring out how to come off that side setback 13 feet instead of the 8 feet that they're proposing. And then this would be somewhat
10
an issue for me. It's
Right.
10 plans
Right.
that I 8. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the
10.
initial hearing. It was 8 feet, but we at the direction of this board, we moved it in another 2 feet to 10
Yeah,
feet.
it's 10 feet.
And I said the same thing on the one on 107 Dorchester. I just like there's got to be a better solution. You have a 9,500 square foot lot. You could find the 3 feet. So unless you do, I'm going to be against it.
All right. Mr. Cabeas, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the matter number 21-84, Mohammed Al-Zabari for a finding variance special permit floodplain to construct two additions to accommodate a two-car garage and living area on the premises number 479 Quincy Shore Drive. I make a motion to grant relief requested.
Seconded.
Second.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call vote?
Mike Cabeas,
Yes.
Charlie O'Brien.
Yep.
Brian Riddell,
No.
Martin Aiken.
Yes.
4-1.
4-1. All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
if I may, I know you have a lot on your plate this evening.
Yeah.
I appreciate the vote this evening for my client. That's much appreciated. As you know, at the last hearing on the 11th of January, there were things said at that hearing by the ward councilor, really attacking my character, my integrity, my law firm.
All right. Just time out 1 second. Time out.
I never had an opportunity to respond to that.
Time out. Ms. Fleming, please. Where are we going to go with this? You just want to. You got 60 seconds, really. I'm not going on and on.
That's all I need. I wanted to be able to
seconds.
respond to that
You got
because
60 seconds. Go ahead, Counsel. I get it.
I appreciate
I
the
get it.
opportunity.
I get it.
And I'll be very brief.
All right.
Things were said concerning my client and myself engaging Councilor Harris as well as the neighborhood. We did that. My law firm, myself, my brother, who's an attorney, as you guys know, the first thing we do for any project in a ward is to notify the individual ward counselor. That's the first thing we do. You can speak to other counselors in that respect as well. That's the first thing we do.
Well, you must have emails then, right? You get emails for that.
I certainly have a string of emails, but that's all I'll say. I just want an opportunity to respond to that. I appreciate the time.
And that's great. So we'll talk. Mr. Harris, you got 60 seconds. You on?
Not here.
Not here. Oh, I thought I saw him.
He was.
He
Oh.
voted.
Huh?
He left when the vote.
Oh, I was gonna give him a few seconds to speak, but now he's mad at me. I don't know. We were here to vote.
And to Mr. Covey as well, your insight and knowledge, it's been a real pleasure appearing
thank you.
before you.
Thank you, Ron.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Council. I appreciate that. Thank
Absolutely.
All right, tonight's venue is GBA 2188, JCBT Architect for variance to subdivide the lot into 2 lots, construct a new 2-family structure on an early created lot, converting the existing single-family lot into a 2-family home on the premise number 8 Price Street. The applicant and representative here. JBC, are you here? Jim? Jim, I want to say a few things before you take an oath first, please. Thank you.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
On your, unless I made a mistake and I got the wrong, just let me look at this quick. 548, 42, 72. The dimensions, the dimensional form I was looking at. Now, you're taking the single and making it a double, correct?
No, the single family actually stays on the separate subdivided lot. We're proposing a 2-family.
And you're going to make that a 2-family home?
The original single family stays as it is.
It's going to stay as a single?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then I apologize. I'm looking at dimensional and saying this is all staying single in the double. Okay, you have the floor. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Jim Chen of JCBT Architect, representing the client this evening on 8 Price Street. 8 Price Street is currently a single-family residence on a lot size about 9,777 square feet. We'll be subdividing the lot into a newly created lot, which is about 5,435 lot, and proposing a new construction 2-family side-by-side townhouse style.
Jim, Mr. Chen, just 1 second, and this is where I got it. I thought I made a mistake, but I didn't. Proposed use of multifamily. You wrote this, no one else.
Yep.
Brief description of proposed work. Existing lot with a 2.5-story single family. Owner is proposing a lot subdivision to erect a new 3-story 2-family structure. Proposed to change the existing lot, the existing single-family home to a 2-family home. You wrote this, not me.
Okay, but that's not the case. I'm sorry.
But where did that come in? Because it's saying you wanted 2 families there. And when I read another something in here, it said the same thing but you're not. So just so we got it right, we're having
that was the original.
You're getting rid of the pool and you're making a 2-family home there.
That's correct. The original intention was to convert the a single to a 2-family, but we're not doing that at this point.
Okay, I hear you. Go ahead. Now I got it. Now we all got it. But I'm saying it says there, so I just want everyone out there that's reading.
It's going to remain a single.
It's going to remain a single family. The house that's there, the new one's going to be a 2-family, 3-story, 2-family home. Sorry,
Yes.
Mr. Chen, you're up.
Sorry for the confusion.
That's all right. I knew I read it somewhere. I'm saying I read this somewhere.
So the proposed footprint of this new dwelling is about 1,400 square feet, with 2,100 square feet per dwelling. The first floor will contain a living space and kitchen, family room, and then the second floor will be the 2-bedroom, and then the master bedroom will be on the 3rd floor. So the applicant is actually seeking variance for most of the dimensional requirements, such as the lot size, the width, the front yard setback, the left yard setback. In addition, we're seeking variance for excessive FAR. And we currently have 4 parking spaces dedicated to this 2-family. which is, I think, one space less than what is required. It's 2.25 parking spaces per unit. So we're also seeking variance for that. Thank you.
You didn't miss nothing?
Did I what?
We didn't miss nothing, right? We got them all?
Pretty much, yes.
All right. So we're gonna go through the middle of these homes for parking, correct? You're gonna have an easement there?
Yes.
So we're gonna pave. Are we paving this whole backyard?
Yes.
So half that lot's gonna be paved with the house. It'll be the whole lot, just about, except a little grass in the front?
Yeah, majority of the backyard will be paid for parking. Unless we can shift the parking space to the left of the house, so we can get additional green spaces.
Well,
but as it's shown, the entire backyard is mainly paid for the parking spaces.
I know people are trying to do these things and they want to make a buck and they want to do this, but we're paving backyards, the whole backyard. We're putting another house there. We have no green space in this place. It's like, oh my God, like, we're here trying to make this city a better place. And to me, it's like, when I see stuff like this, it's like, and I know it's right by the highway and everything right there, and the big roads going in and the building. But man, we gotta start building like better, smarter things. Like rip down that other house and build something nice in there that we can all live with. That's just my 2 cents. It's like, it's just so frustrating sitting on my end and seeing these things that we're trying to build, and it's like, we got 9 million apartment buildings we're building out here, yet on these suburbs, we're jamming in all these little houses just to make everything we can, and every piece of grass. We just can't keep doing this. It's just not fair to the people that live in the city. It really isn't. But that's just my 2 cents, and I'm done. Mr. Cabeas, any questions?
I do. I'm looking at this plan, and I guess we found out that the whole backyard is going to be parking spaces.
Yep.
Now, you're going to put 4 parking spaces for the one-family house and the same number for the two-family house. I just see this as all being jammed in. This is the dead-end street, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to get cars off the street, but I'm not necessarily very happy about putting in these parking spaces and getting rid of the whole backyard. That's what I'm thinking right now. But that's what I'm thinking now. So it is straight, one family, the current one that's there, and the other one's going to be 2 family, and altogether we have 8 parking spaces.
That's correct.
Thank you. That's it for me now.
Mr. O'Brien?
Well, if the parking for the existing house is close to the driveway, why don't we just move the parking close to the driveway on this one and then leave open space in the back and we don't have all that pavement?
Yep. So
move it to the left.
Yeah, adjacent to the existing right-of-way, to the right-of-way they want to propose.
Yeah, and that, I mean, the property that's there on that corner, I mean, I don't know, the council should take a walk by there because that is a real mess. That needs a lot of work too.
And it's tough because the next house down on Kendall Street's in really good shape, the 2-family.
Yes.
And you got that sitting on the corners, pretty messed.
Unbelievable.
That backyard's awful.
Disgraceful. It's like a drag where you drive by. Exactly. It's like, my God. We have blight things that people should be calling up in, and I know a lot of them over there are rentals, and no one calls, and that's the sad part. But someone should call. But yeah, I get it. I understand.
You don't need a turning radius in that backyard. I mean, they're just going to be backing into parking places. So,
Well,
would suggest moving it in.
they're gonna, because once they pull in, they gotta back up to, or they're going on the grass, right? They're gonna be backing up to pull out to there, so they gotta bring it halfway into that pool at least, right? Three-quarters of the way of the pool, correct?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to get back and out. You'd have to back your car up on the grass, and that would just cause more of a mess and mud.
Well, you got the both of them backing across the property line, so what difference does it make if you just move that one over there? There's a right of way there, leave it that way. Push it over.
All right, Mr. Chin, any comments, suggestions?
Yes. First question is regarding the parking spaces. Jim, I'm reading the letter dated December 1st, 2021 at the bottom, which says that you're proposing to have 4 exterior side parking on the new lot, whereas 7 spaces are required. I'm a little confused by that. Is it 7 spaces required, or 4 spaces required? Or
7 spaces required for the both buildings.
okay, so that's why you have 8. You're 1 extra, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Okay. I think you're going to end up with 2 non-conforming lots. Obviously, the lot is under 10,000 square feet, and you're going to have a 2-family and a 1-family, neither one having the requisite amount of space. I kind of fall in the camp of Marty, where his opening comments were that we should try to put something nice in this lot. I don't like the idea of jamming two buildings on a small lot. So that's my feeling. I'm willing to listen to all the comments, councilors' comments, and make a decision.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Raydell,
I don't know whose feedback.
are you in this? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm less concerned about what I think you guys are in terms of green space, based on the location, what's behind there, what's across the street. I think that you could do something a lot nicer, like you guys suggested, by both down and putting, 4 or something like that, 3 or 4 units. Yeah.
So it's 12,000.
I think that I'd love to see
I see what you're saying.
addressed.
I was thinking 4.
I'd love
Brian,
to see.
Brian, you're really breaking up. I mean,
It's going in and out, Brian, yeah.
Better?
Yep.
yes.
We got a better look at you too.
Yeah, I like the beer, it's starting to come in nice. Yeah.
I said I'd love to see the zoning code address the fact that, Res B and Res A there's not much differentiation, and yet we have, 3-story capabilities in Res B, and all the time we get these height restrictions and people trying to, pull off stuff in Res A. I don't know which one needs to change, but I think that I'd love to see that for like some symmetry, going forward. That's just my comment on the zoning code.
Right. Well, I mean, you get 3,000 per unit. It's 9,000 square feet he needs for 3 units. He's got 10,000. I get that. I just don't like. I would rather see personally that building ripped down and put nice 3 units in the back of it somewhere where you pull in. You got a nice garage. You got some space around the yard. You got a backyard, and I mean, and you'd have parking underneath. You could have a nice building there, and I get it. It's like where it is, right by the highway and all that. I get that too, Mr. Adel, but it's still, we're just sucking up grass. Like, we're just taking all the space. And I know where it is it's all tar there anyway. I know what you're saying. That whole section is, and then there's 7 units. There's 12 units across the corner. There's 8 up. I know, but just to me, it's like that lot is like jammed. It's like it's all pavement. But all right, that's my 2 cents. Anyway, let the public speak, I guess. Huh? Yeah, I'll give it. Is there anyone that wants to speak in favor? Councilors, I'll let you speak if you want to speak in favor. If you don't, I'll call you after the public has spoke. Does anyone want to speak in favor? Second call? Third call?
No hand.
No. All right. I have a letter here. I'll call it out of hearing closed. I just want to read this first. I have a letter here from the DPW, January 4, 2022, 8 Price Street, case number ZBA 2188. We reviewed the submittal of the above referenced project. Our comments are as follow. 1, specify how much impervious area will be increased due to the development. 2, provide plans showing the existing site conditions, layout of utility, grading, drainage, and construction details. 3, explain how the surface runoff will be discharged and treated. 4, install survey monuments to delineate the public right-of-way. The monument shall be set by a professional land surveyor. 5, provide dimensions and grades for the paving area in all driveway entrances. 6, the proposed access easement is problematic with different lot owners in the future. 7, upon completion of this project, as-built plans showing all utilities, building footprints needs to be submitted along with a digital file. If there's anything further, please advise. Councilor Lodge Mahoney, hands up.
Yeah, I just wanted a point of clarification. Are these 2-family homes or are they townhouses? Are they?
There's a 2-family there's a single family there right now, which they're going to keep, and they're going to add a 2-family on it.
Okay, so it's only it's 3 total units. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 different buildings. Correct.
Okay, that was I just wanted clarification. I agree with what you were saying, Marty. I just wanted some clarification on some of those things. So I'm not in favor of jamming things in either. And I do think there's some, no matter where it is, I do think there's some benefit to the green area as part of the zoning requirement. So paving over is not a good use of our zoning. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone opposed or undecided?
Yeah. Citizen Rodefeld.
Citizen Rodefeld.
Followed by Vicky Wong and then Joshua Wang.
You got it. Citizen Rodefeld, take an oath, please.
We're gonna tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth to help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
John Rodefeld, 62 Graham-Wall Road, and in case I don't speak again, Mike, which I probably will, I will miss you. I knew you even before you were on the zoning board, and you are definitely a very good man, and we will miss you.
Thank you very much, John.
But basically on this one, there's only 10,000. The one question I got is the pool still going to remain there?
No, pool's gone.
Okay, so the pool's going to remain. I actually.
No, the pool's gone. Gone, ripped out.
Okay. But I mean, I agree with you too. When I was looking at that photo, is that property that's like around the corner where all that junk is from that house? I mean. John,
wait a minute. Maybe it isn't gone. I thought it was gone. I thought I could have swore I read somewhere. Is that pool going to be gone, Mr. Chen, or staying?
Yes, that pool is gone.
It's gone. Okay.
Okay, the pool is gone. But I mean, the total lot size is only 10,000 square feet. So we're going to be making 2 small lots. Like Mr. Chen said, we're going to create non-conforming. If you look at the map geo, you'll see that the house that's on 14 Price Street, if Mr. Duker's at the meeting, he can maybe attest to it.
John, yeah.
Part of that property is actually on their property. Am I right?
I have no idea. I don't go checking and see if someone's property is on their property. That's the owner's.
I'm just saying that, like, this, out of all the projects that we see and stuff, according to the sheet too, it said
everything I see on this that has a land surveyor did it says everything in his property is on his property on that corner. There's nothing here that shows me that anything is on this guy's property. Is that right, Mr. Chen?
I believe, based on the plot plan, a corner, upper left corner of the building with the rear is protruding into the, encroaching into the my
yours?
client. Yes.
It don't show it on this one here I'm looking at. It's
if you look at
lot lines right there.
Just where the parking is.
That corner, is that the building coming over yours or is that the lot line?
That's the building come encroaching
Oh my
into,
God.
probably
Hey.
by a couple inch, less than a foot.
So that
Well,
so that's
I know what, we've done this before. We had a whole street off, like someone else's hedges where everyone's all the way down. They had to fix the whole street.
That's
Remember
right, I
that?
remember that.
Yep.
So the stairway entrance to your house, your buddy owned next door. It was totally bizarre and they had to fix it all.
And it was also a dead end.
And it was a dead end street, right? But
Well, I mean,
anyway,
pri-
go ahead.
I
That's
mean,
their problems.
I'm kind of familiar with Price Street from growing up and stuff. It's a very short street. If you take a left down there, it's a dead end, and it's very
You don't
hard
go
to make
nowhere.
a turn.
Right.
It's not only so if someone parks right in front of their house, and if you look, there's a fire hydrant there too, so
Yeah.
you can't really park
Yeah.
in front of the house. And according to the document of the zoning thing that you guys posted, it said they're going to convert that first house into a 2-family.
John, if you were listening, we went through this in the beginning. The first thing I said is you're turning 1 into a 2. He said, no, I'm not. I said, it says in your documents. And he clarified that he's not.
Okay.
The single family is going to stay a single family, and he's building a new 2-family. He's going to have 3 units on that lot.
Okay, well, I mean, I just think for the neighborhood and for everything that's been approved, I realize there's some empty lot there. Something could go there, but this is jamming too much in there, and I'm against the current proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rotafeld. Mr. Wang, take
Yeah,
an oath.
We have Vicky first, then Joshua. Sorry.
Oh, Vicky Wong, take an oath, please. Are you an attorney?
No.
Yes.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're up.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for the time. I live on Price Street. So I live at the very end. My husband and I do. We own one of the townhouses, and we've lived there since 2013. And our street, like everyone else has said, is a nice, quiet little street with, a dead end. And with all of the development that's gone on in this city, we would just hate to, like you said, jam any more structures than is absolutely necessary on our street, on top of which it's single loaded. So there's only houses on one side and it's public parking on the other side. However, because due to some of the overgrowth of the trees and the bushes, the curb is not actually well defined, so that some of the general public, they actually end up parking almost, in the middle of the street. And so with all of that new construction of a new structure and everything, I just feel like on top of all of the construction that we've been through as residents, and from the Creedon Field and then now across the street with the train station and the Target, we've just been through so much. And we would just like, a little peace and quiet for a little while, unless it's going to add, tremendous value. Like you said, that lot is a great lot. They have a great garden there, and everything.
Talk about everyone's got a right to build their property. Is there a reason you don't want that built? Not that it's construction. We all have construction. We're all going to deal with it. Someone has a right to build on their property. Is there anything you want to tell the board?
Well, I think it's more than anything. It's just, is it necessary to subdivide that lot when you could just renovate, the single family, and that would be tremendous value to the neighborhood.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Thanks for hanging on. Mr. Wang, can you please take an oath, please?
Yes.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Wang, you're up.
So I just got to see this floor plan today when I see the letter. So this is a surprise to me, and I'm from 14 Price Street. So I see that the new building is really close to our home, and my concern is since the space, I don't know how many feet space between the 14 Price Street, my home, and the new building. I'm worried about the sunlight. They have a 3 stories high building, and
You're on the other side, east to west. The sun goes east to west, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you know where you are up there, right?
Yep.
All right. You're going to get some in the morning, right? A little in the morning, and that's about it.
Okay. So the other thing is we are worried about the grass. So they're giving up getting rid of all the grass, and we on the street, a lot of people have grass on their home, and this, if they convert to two buildings, it just stand out. I feel like I'm back in the city again. The whole reason why I moved to Quincy to 14 Price Street, because I want to enjoy the suburb environment, the grass, the fresh air, the less dense population in Quincy. Yeah, like there are a lot of developments going on in Quincy right now, and this development adds another 2 families to the street. It's gonna pack up this whole street, and also the parking situation is so jammed. The dead end road in front of our home is it's pretty narrow. If somebody park their car there, like only one car can drive by. It can only fit 2 cars at the same time. So yeah, I'm worried about the traffic situation in the future.
Very good. Thank you very much, Mr. Wayne. Is there anyone else that'd like to speak? Undecided or against? Second call, third call. Call it part of the hearing closed. I'm going to be voting no. I just think it's way too much for the property. I just can't see. If you want to build something nice, come back with new buildings, real nice, have some open space back there. It's, someone that lives there, they can go out, sit outside and have a cup of soda with their kid, and maybe, I don't know, just be able to show them what an ant is, So I'll be voting no. Mr. Cabeas?
I'll also be voting no. This is just really a large development in a very small place. I would, I don't know why they don't renovate the house that's there and make that a two family. You would only get one more unit, but it wouldn't have no grass. So, but that's not what was in front of us. What's in front of us now, I'll be voting against.
Okay, Mr. O'Brien?
Yeah, I think we're squeezing a lot in there. The property that Mrs. Wong lives at the end of the street is pretty attractive, and it's a good idea for that neighborhood to go to that type of
that has
housing
no
down there, I think.
grass.
Huh?
Not that I'm saying they paved that whole thing in the end of that street. There's not an ounce of grass in that unless it's on the other side of the house.
Yeah, but they have wetlands behind them, so that makes up for it.
Oh, all right, we're all set. Kids can jump in there.
Well, this one has the football field behind it, so
Yeah, I know,
artificial turf.
At least they get somewhere to play. There you go. No, okay. Thank you, Mr. O'Brien.
Okay.
Comments, Mr. Chin?
Yep, I'll be voting against the proposal because I think it's a lot for this particular piece of land. Could be a better design that flows better with the neighborhood. I'm not in favor of continuing a trend that is not good for the neighborhood with all of the concrete and so forth. I recognize existing conditions, but that doesn't mean that we have to continue that trend. We can start to improve things and start with this lot.
And I feel the same way. Put a nice 3-family house in there and make it look very nice. Mr.
Agreed.
Radell?
I agree with all the other board members.
All right. Ken, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to withdraw without prejudice, and if you want to do something else, you come back with a new set of plans.
Okay, well, we'll try without prejudice.
We have a motion to withdraw without prejudice, please.
Chairman, amendment number 21-88, JCBT Architect for a variance to subdivide the lot into 2 lots and construct a new two-family structure on a newly created lot. I'll make on 8 Price Street. I make a motion to withdraw without prejudice.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, Madam Clerk, can we get a roll call vote?
Yes. Mike Cabeas?
Yes.
Charlie O'Brien?
Yes.
Russell Chin?
Yes.
Brian Riddell?
Yes.
Martin Aiken?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. 1 second. Can we just take 2 minutes? 2 minutes. Make it quick. You got to do something. Just take 2 minutes. You'll 1 second. I gotta go grab something in my car.
Recording stopped.
The recording has stopped.
another minute?
Recording in progress.
All right, give me a minute. I told everyone 2 minutes. It only took me a minute to get there. Hey guys, what I was thinking, just everyone's listening, but if we have meetings, if we got a full board, so a guy don't have to hang around, and if everyone's going to see every meeting, it's going to sit in every one, don't have to excuse themselves. We can have someone sit out a night, instead of they don't want to hang in all night. We could take turns or whatever you wanted to do. So give everyone a break now and then wouldn't be a bad idea. Instead of, you can maybe get on with Ray Dell, or you can get on with John Rotefeld and take some pictures of his cat, take the night off. But just thinking, it's just keep it in your head. If you might want to take a night off, if we get a full board, we can all discuss that at our meeting next week. I just wanted you to kick it around next week when we have our yearly meeting. Further, waiting on Michael's. Everyone here?
I'm here. I'm back.
Marty, do you want to tag Himmel in for the last two if nobody else wants to?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
All right, I'm out. See you guys.
Like I'm saying, see you later.
You took a hit,
hang
huh?
out. Yeah, well, you could have done it early if we got a full seat like this. If anyone wants to go home, let's do it earlier so everyone gets a shot. Maybe take a night off if they want to. All right, where are we here? ZBA 2198. Give in for variance finding to demolish the existing two-family residence, construct two-family townhouse residence, a total of 4 residential units on the premise number 62 Billings Street. The applicant and representative here. Who has that? Where is it?
Rob Fleming.
Rob Fleming. You there, Rob?
And
You need to
Can't hear
mute
me,
yourself,
Rob.
Carl.
Yep, I just unmuted. I'm
There
sorry.
you go.
Technical difficulty. Sorry.
That's all right. You got the floor.
I'm an attorney, Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Rob Fleming from Fleming and Fleming. I do represent the applicant here, Mr. Minvan. Our team today is here. Everybody's here. Chi Man, you all know Chi. He's our engineer on this project. You also know Jim Chen. He's our architect. So they are here this evening. We'll present to you and answer any questions you may have. So a little bit, 62 Billings is located in North Quincy. It's about almost 11,000 square foot lot, currently improved by, I'm going to say a two-family residence because that's what's on the assessor's records, in a Residence B zoning district. My client is promoting to demolish this existing residence and construct 2 buildings. Each building will have 2 townhome residents in there. I'm going to let Jim, when Jim takes over, and I'm going to let him expand on the units themselves. But these are townhouse styles. There is parking underneath each of these units. There'll be 2 floors of living space, and Jim will get into more detail with respect to that. I will say, as I had said earlier this evening, we did immediately reach out to Councilor Harris with respect to this proposal. We had a neighborhood meeting as well, which was attended by a few neighbors there. This project, because it is 4 units, has also gone through site plan review with the planning board. We have received approval with respect to that. As this board knows, that process is very thorough, peer review engineer as well. During that process, and Chi can kind of expand on this, there were a few comments, minor comments from peer review consultant, and those were immediately addressed by Chi and his firm. And so, again, we did receive approval fairly recently on this proposal. Again, this property is located in Residence B. We are seeking variances and a finding to get this permitted. for building. If I may share my screen, there's a kind of an aerial, Google aerial that I'd like to show you, the members and people that are here this evening. Let me see if I can pull it up here. She might have some of this as well. So as you know, this in red here is our lot, which is roughly 11,000 square feet. My client Minvan is not the first to propose something of this nature. This very identical proposal was before this board a number of years ago, which is adjacent to this site, which is right here, if you can see that. Pretty identical, little bit different design. However, Jim will expand on this, but we, gable style roofs on this proposal to kind of meet with the character of this neighborhood. Certainly kept with that. I'll stop sharing here unless somebody has questions on this particular picture here. So again, that proposal at 97 Atlantic Street was approved by this board, and this is really identical. Some of the complaints, and many of them was, Atlantic and Billings Street, the number of vehicles that are parked. So from the outset of this proposal, parking was always a priority. So each of these units, these 4 units, will have 2 garage spaces under building. We have additional two spaces as well outside of the homes themselves for guest parking as well. So that was very important to provide the parking on site was certainly very important. And listening to those concerns of neighbors, as I did, very similar to 97 Atlantic, I represented that client as well. So certainly that was very important, that we wouldn't exacerbate conditions down there with respect to those concerns, the parking. So that was important. That's what we've achieved. There's no conservation jurisdiction in this particular area. If you have questions for me at this time, I'm happy to answer them. If not, I will pass it to Chi. He can share his plans, site plans, and things of that nature, so you can get a better idea of this particular property.
Thank you, Council. Ken?
Good evening. Again, for the record, my name is Chim, and from Hardy Passman Design Group. We are the civil engineers on this project, and actually we got into the project a little later because there was different engineers involved, and had some comments that the clients came to us to address. So we put a brand new set of plans and gone through the planning board process, review process. Again, this is the layout plan showing 2 buildings on the site, and each building has drive-in garage, 2-car garage. It's a single driveway coming in from the side of the lot, and we have 2 visitor parking on the side of building 3. And pretty much we try to keep the neighborhood context, so we have a lot of green space in the front. The building pretty much lying up with the existing building on the adjacent lot, and at the rear of the building we have 13-foot setback with proposed landscaping and 21-foot setback in the rear. So we have a nice lawn. The residents can have some outdoor activities. So with respect to utilities, the site is serviced by all city utilities, so we have some connections. It's going to be domestic water, fire protections, and also with overhead wires and gas services from the street. The site is going to be, we are expanding a little bit on the impervious area. So in addressing the planning board or the peer review, we designed a subsurface infiltration system, one in the front and one in the back. And the system is going to handle the stormwater runoff to capture the roof and the parking runoff and reduce the runoff. What we do is compare the pre-development condition versus the post-development condition, and we are knocking down all the peak rate and also the volume of runoff for 210 and 25 and 100-year storm. So there's no concern of any of the runoff issues. So we also put in the package is the erosion control plan. We want to make sure during construction or post-construction there's no sediment leaving the site or erosion affecting any of the neighbors.
Mhm.
And again, just want to share the screen here. So I think Mr. Fromming was showing you like the aerial photo. This is the existing site, existing building, and somewhat identical to the project in the rear, which is yeah.
Behind you.
So the architecture is going to be different, but the basic site layout is very similar. Single driveway coming in. They have a driveway in between the two buildings and drive-in garage parked under each of the units, 2-car garage. And
here's what I want to say. On the left, looking at this, turn back to that front view or the aerial view, and I just want to.
To 60.
The aerial, give me the aerial view of this property here. Your property, not
62.
this property. Yeah, 62.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Right here. Now, see this strip of land? Is that going to stay? It says 11.9 on the original, but the other one looks like it's cut in half when you put the tar in here. Is that what that's going to be? Like 5 feet on the left? I can't find it. I'm missing something here. I don't have. Here it is. I got it. Never mind. I found it. You're like 3 feet there, right?
On the left side of the driveway?
Yeah. No, now there's like 10. I'm just saying it looks like if is 3 feet. I don't know what's there. All right. This one, there's the first drawer, and you're looking at proposed residential development. Then you flip it over to page 3. What is it? R2, and you can see it's shrunk way down. But this plan looks like it's big, but it's not. All right. That's all. I just wanted to make sure I was right because I can't find the. I just found it over here. I'm all set.
And Chi, if I may, with respect to that side in the rear and the other side as well, a neighbor to that left side was wondering if my client was installing a fence. So there will be fencing on either side and in the rear as well for a little bit of privacy for adjacent owners.
Good, thank you. That it?
Chi, are you done? Did we lose Chi?
I don't know. Mr. Chen, are you done?
Yeah.
Oh, Chi Man, are you done? Where is
we might have lost him.
Well,
why do I have Jim Chen here, who's the architect on this? I can let Jim speak to the floor plans and those things. Jim, if you could. Thank you.
Evening again.
I'll give you a question afterwards, Charlie. All right.
May I share my screen, please?
Yep.
So we have two separate buildings. The front building is actually set back 21 feet from the front and the 21 feet from the back on the second building here. To the left side, we have 21 feet, and to the right side, we have 13 feet. Each townhouse will have two parking, side-by-side parking, as shown in the plan. And on the upper floor, which is the main floor area, open concept, with kitchen and a half bathroom on each side. Each unit is about 1,500 square feet of living space, 2 bedrooms on the 3rd floor, 1 master and 1 secondary bedroom. So 2 bedroom on the upper floor.
Nothing here. So
Total of 1,500 square feet. I have the elevations here, the 3-story high
let's see it.
at approximately 33 feet 10 inch to the peak of the roof. This is facing Billings Street, 2 bay windows with gable roof, typical of the surrounding area. And then the rear is where the resident will enter with a single large garage door for 2 parking spaces. This is a view of a side from Prospect Street. This is a view from a budding property on 64 Billings Street. Here's a rendering of the project. We're using cedar siding on the exterior with all PVC trims, double hung windows, mainly gable roof with dormers in the front. Thank you. And also, I want to show the landscape plan that we have. So along this strip of land is about 3 feet wide to the left of the property. Will be 3 feet, yeah. Will be planted with some flowering shrubs, 3 trees in the front, and then around the perimeter of the house will be shrubs and flowering trees. 2 guest parking in here on next to unit number 3, and then additional mature trees in the rear to give some privacy. In addition to that, the whole perimeter of the lot is covered with 6 feet high fencing.
What kind of fence?
It'll be vinyl fencing.
Gonna be slatted, or is it gonna be just like solid white all the way?
It'll be solid white, yes.
I like that in the back and the side, but when you get up to the driveway side, there should be like something open there. Does that 3 feet go all the way down like it does in your plan?
Yes.
Okay.
It goes all the way back to where the visitor parking.
Yeah, where the visitor parking. Thank you. That was my question. All right. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right. If you could take the screen down. And I just wanted to make sure. I just think 6-foot fence coming up that side in the driveway kind of like blocks that property in. It makes it small. I don't know why there ain't like a 4-foot fence, you know, on the property line from the driveway, the last car, or even before the end of the last car. Where the end of the last car is 10 feet or whatever it is, 18 feet past that, where the end of the driveway is, that side, why don't you have like a 4-foot fence that's open that makes it feel more open than, I don't know why you would block it in, 6-foot high fence all together vinyl. It just crams the neighbors. It don't give that open feeling. I don't know why people do that. Why is that?
No, I agree with you and miscommunication. That will be tapered down as you leave the site off the driveway. Obviously, you have to worry about line of vision. You know,
I'm not worrying about the last 6 feet. I'm wondering about the whole way down. You get this 6-foot fence that's like boxing in that property. Yeah. It's going to make it look small. I mean, if you say halfway down, why don't they put a fence that makes it? Is there a reason? I don't know. I know I wouldn't want that. It's just like I'm in a box. When you pull in, in a box instead of open, a corral fence or anything that's got spaces in it so you can see through.
I think during our site plan review before the planning board, those questions were asked with respect to the neighbor. I don't know if it was specifically requested by the neighbor, but I think your 6 foot is typical. I don't.
And I'm not saying it's not. I understand that, but I'm saying that closing it in, you're going to have this box. You're going to have a box. You drive down, you're going to see this box. You don't have it nowhere else on the street. Why don't they have an open feeling, like halfway down that lot, put like a ranch fence, something that designates your property line, but it don't block you in. I just hate them. I think they look silly. I think it's just really. I just, oh my God.
We can.
I don't know.
I'm happy.
I'm just going to ask the board members. That's all. I'm just wondering if there's a reason you do it. Is there a reason for it?
I'm happy to look at that.
If I may.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, if I may, I can. Well, it was worked out with the neighbor to put a privacy fence between their properties, but we can always cut the fence. Stop about 10 feet from the sidewalk because we want to keep sight distance as they end exiting out. But we can always cut the height of the fence back down towards the pretty much line of the building.
That's not what I was saying at all. That's not what I was saying at all. What I was saying is that a fence that has opening, it gives you a feeling of everything's bigger than it is. It's like an illusion. It's like putting a mirror on a wall, right? It's like the fence is open so that you see their grass and your grass, and it looks bigger instead of this wall, this big white wall going in.
More of a slatted fence.
Thank you, Ms. Fine. I just asked if there's a reason. Ms. Cabeas, do you understand what I'm saying like that? When you walk down the street, you have a 6 foot fence around this block of property.
Well, it's not in the front, right? It's just on the
side and back, side and rear.
Side and rear.
Right.
I mean, we want to help the neighbor too, right? I mean, that's part of what they're trying to do here.
Right. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? When it looks like, right? It looks like we boxed this property in.
Yeah.
We're trying to make a feeling of enclosure with your neighbors, but separated. But I'm just wondering. That always bothered me when we built these projects and we put these big fences in, like 6 feet all the way around a property, like that's mine, get away. Instead of like, it's okay if a kid looks at your property, looks and sees your car, or you don't have to look at a white wall.
No, I understand, and I specifically had conversations with the adjacent property owner who had kind of requested that a fence put up. We could have further discussion with him on style. I don't think it's not a real condition of the planning board site plan review. A fence maybe, but not the style so much. But we could have further discussions with him.
This thing, I like something that includes everybody. So you don't feel like you're going in an alley in the winter, like from 10 feet in, you're in this box.
Understood.
Everything's a box. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, Mr. Cabeas.
I just have one more question for the counselor. Sure. So it's the neighbor who is on next to the driveway that wants the fence?
If you're looking at the home, to the left.
To the left.
So the driveway side, yes.
You want to designate his property line.
Yes, more or less.
Right. Yeah. Questions,
that's all I have. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Chairman, but on the other hand, the neighbor doesn't want to see this. So.
Yeah. Well, I know, but I just think we should be building stuff that makes look good in the community.
Well, maybe if there's be a little something opening on the top, so it doesn't look visually like a straight wall.
Right.
That's I don't know if that's really.
All right. Mr. O'Brien, any comments?
Yes, I have a question, one serious and one kind of not. On the site plan on page C3, the driveway entrance shows what looks like stone instead of pavement. Could you explain that?
C3. Yes. What that is that it's the erosion control plan. is the construction entrance. During construction, we have a stone line entrance for the truck to get in and out to prevent tracking all the mud out on the street.
Okay, so that's going to be paved with bit concrete when you're done.
The finish is going to be paved. Yes.
Okay. All right, one more. This is a curiosity question. On page C1, same set of plans.
Yes.
On the right-hand side of the property, it shows snow removal areas. Can you tell me how you're going to get the snow in there?
Well, the management company is going to be blowing the snow, and we designated area for them, and we also have on the snow removal plan designate that if excessive snow for the snow event occur, the contractor has to remove it off the properties. So we gave them the area. If they use a snow blower or whatnot, they can blow it into that area. Otherwise, they will have to remove that from the properties.
I want to see that after a storm like we're supposed to get Sandy. I'm going up there.
We'll make that magic.
That's it for me. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chin.
I have no comments. I think the plan looks pretty good so far. I'm waiting to hear neighbor comments and councilor comments.
Mr. Himmel.
Where's the each individual unit going to be responsible for their own trash, or is it going to be a dumpster?
The size of this particular proposal, it'll be picked up by city service with obviously barrels for each of these units.
And Marty's idea about the fence, you could put a 4-foot fence with 2 feet of lattice on top of it.
Right.
Yes,
That's what I was thinking.
That would give the appearance of it being a little bit more open as opposed to caged.
Right.
That wouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's see what the public says. Does anyone want to speak in favor? Anyone want to speak in favor? First call, second call, third call.
I have letters in favor, I apologize.
Oh, I have letters in favor. All right, owner of 34 Prospect. I am the owner of Albert LUU 34 Prospect Street. We'll be viewing the project, Billing Street. I support the project. 43 Billing Street. Support the project. Another one, 6466. The phone number's here, support the project. And 50 Prospect, support the project. There's 4 letters here from those people.
Thank you.
And last call, anyone in favor of like to speak? Call that part of the hearing closed. I have a letter here from DPW, January 4th, 2022, 62 Billing Street, case number ZBA 2198. We have reviewed the above referenced project and have no comments. Madam Clerk, is there anyone opposed or undecided? Opposed or undecided? Number 1, I have a letter here from Linda Lund, address. We get down here. You know what? There's no address here. Let me look in the letter see if there is.
Yeah, those come from the city website now. We have a new format.
But they should put the address in here. Or how do you? Anyone could write this. You know what I mean? Letter of proposal, case number ZBA 2198, Min Van 62 Billing Street. Wasn't any mention of demolishing a garage on the site. Planning board meeting April 12th. Robert Fleming feels that this is a reasonable proposal. Does Fleming live in the neighborhood? Does he drive or walk on Billing Street?
I have.
Just telling you what she says. Zoning Board of Appeals having a meeting 24th. This project is too big for the neighborhood. The previous and current, same thing. Absentee owners. He's opposed.
Thank you.
Linda Lund was her name. Second call. Opposed or undecided?
We have Citizen Rodefeld.
Citizen Rodefeld. John, you already took an oath. You're up.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, I was downstairs doing dishes. I want to get in favor of this one.
That's all right. I don't want to
Okay.
give you a distance either, but
So,
go ahead.
I'm in favor of this one. I think this one makes sense in this location.
Opposed or undecided, John says he's in favor. Atta boy, Johnny. I know, you were doing dishes, I get it. He hangs up, he clicks out. All right, Johnny's in favor. Last call, opposed or undecided, call that part of the hearing closed. I'll be voting in favor. When I first read this, I remember Billing Street and all the stuff down there. And I says, 4 units, here we go again. And then I looked at the plans and looked at what you did there. And I think you did a good job with that project. I really do. And I think it'll fit well. It just nice little fence, split, see-through. And I would put that in there if I could, Mr. Cabeas, that I want a fence that they can see through, just from the parking area towards the street. I don't care what goes on behind. Halfway in the parking should be a fence you can see through on that driveway side. And Mr. Cabeas, you're up. Comments?
No, I guess I don't. I guess I am in favor. At first, I wasn't because I thought they were going to go to the planning board. I misread that they have already been to the planning board. That's the big deal.
Yeah.
I'll be voting in favor.
Thank you. Mr. O'Brien.
I'll be voting in favor, and the difference in this is that there's pavement, but if you look at all the grassed areas, it kind of, it shows what you can do when it's approached properly.
Right. And Mr. Where is he? Himmel. There he is.
I was initially opposed till I went out there. It's a good sized lot. I think it's a good design. I just hope they do something with the fence, and I'll be voting in favor.
Thanks, John. Mr. Chin.
Yes, I'm similar to what Charlie said. I was impressed with the design here in this instance, as opposed to the previous proposal. Something that can enhance the neighborhood, something that fits in well, still serves the purpose of providing housing, and meets the qualifications. So I'm in favor of this proposal.
Thank you. And you're right. It's completely different. It's what you can do, like you say. Can I have a motion, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, in matter number 21-98, minivan for a variance finding to demolish the existing. Am I in the right place? Yes, existing two-family residence and constructing two-family townhouse residence for a total of 4 residential units on the premises number 62 Billing Street. Make a motion to grant the requested relief but they have to have a fence that you can see through for the parking area to the street.
Second.
On the motion, Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call vote?
You can. Mike Cabeas.
Yes.
Charlie O'Brien.
Yes,
Russell Chin.
Yes.
John Himmel.
Yes.
And Martin Aiken.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, board. Good luck, Michael. Take care of yourself.
Thank you, Counselor. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Last thing on the agenda tonight, we have ZBA 21-100, Austin Kelly for variance to construct an attached 2-car garage and a mudroom with a living area above the premises, number 2 Eaton Road in Quincy. Is the applicant or representative here?
Applicant, Mr. Chairman.
Yep. All right, Mr. Kelly, take an oath, please.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, to help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, I went down there with the council. He wanted me to show me the property with them. So Ward 1 council, I took a ride down there with them. So you have the floor, sir. Tell us exactly what you're going to do in your property.
Good evening, members of the chair. I am looking to construct a 2-car garage with a mudroom because we'll be removing our existing staircase, and this will be the only entrance to all stories of the house.
The mudroom's in the middle, and you're doing the front stairs. You're doing away with those?
No, the front entrance will still stay, but that main staircase will be removed. The interior staircase.
Oh, all right.
There'll still be 2 doors. There'll still be a front door with the front steps.
Okay.
We're gonna slide that down to the left so it's centered and symmetrical and looks good, because right now it's offsetted to the right.
Yep.
But ultimately, the plan is to get rid of that set of stairs there, to grab a little bit more room upstairs.
All right, and I understand why you need it. And then you got a pool you're gonna be putting in the back. Good luck with that. That'll be a trip in its own, right by the ocean. So what do? Take a dip in the ocean and come clean off in the pool, or vice versa? How does that work?
Well, the existing pool is just, it was there for far too long. And there's just time to get a new one back there.
Upgrade, there you go. All right, now, the only question I do have is, you talk to your neighbor, I see.
Yes.
And you're like 6 feet on your neighbor's side when he's got his side there too, of separation. But with the deck here, now it's something about a patio out front. Is that going in the front or along the side? I see a deck.
If you're looking at the house to the left,
yeah,
there is a patio there.
It's already there?
Yes.
Geez, I drove right up the house. I didn't even see it. I pulled it almost to your driveway because it was a mess there. It was all mud and.
Yes.
Matter of fact, we used your old door to step on to get over the mud. You don't mind, right?
Yes.
It's a broken door that was there.
Yes.
To go in the back there. I didn't even notice the patio. Oh, okay.
Yes.
And then you got your decks along the side. It's a beautiful, beautiful lot you got there. It's really pretty. I really don't have any questions. I see what you want to do to your house. It's really pretty, and I know you talked to your neighbor. You got 6 foot on that side, and you're putting 2 bedrooms upstairs with the garage. All right, I'm all set. Mr. Cabeas, any questions?
I'm all
set. Mr. O'Brien?
Not at this time. I'm good.
All right. Mr. Chin?
I have no questions.
Mr. Himmel?
No question.
Thank you. Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor? Councilor McCarthy?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, I think it's great that Austin's adding on. He's got a number of kids. He's been in the neighborhood for a number of years. He's very active, so it's good to have him stay around. And he's got quite a piece of property there on the water, as we witnessed when we were down there walking around in the mud. But it's good. It's good all the way around. He's done a nice job, and he does nice work. So full support.
Hey, we can go back and see it when it's done, and I'll have to wear mud boots.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyone else want to speak in favor? First call. Come on, Mr. Kelly. Where's all your friends?
They asked me if they wanted to speak.
And second call. Third call.
Citizen Rutherford.
Citizen Rutherford, you're up. Were you cooking now?
No, I just wanted to let Mr. Kelly know that he has friends at this meeting. I'm for this, and I agree with Councilor McCarthy. Thank you.
Thank you, citizen.
Thank you, Mr. Rutherford. Last call. Call up part of hearing closed. Anything in the correspondence right here?
No comment.
I got a letter. It was dated January 4th, 2022, 2 Eaton Road, case number 21100. We reviewed the above referenced project and have no comments. Anyone opposed or undecided? Opposed or undecided? First call. Second call. Wave 69. Third call. Call up part of hearing closed. I'll be voting in favor. You had a beautiful house there. And I wish you luck, and get rid of that mud so I can come down and say hi. Right?
Working on it.
There you go. Mr. Cabeas.
I'll be voting in favor.
Mr. O'Brien.
Likewise.
Mr. Chin.
Yep, I'm in favor, and I'm just want to say I'm glad Mike's going out with such a softball of an application.
Coming back to C Street.
Touche.
Cool.
Mr. Hamill.
I'm in favor. The next time I go out there, you're right. I hope it's not squeaky.
Squeaky. Everywhere it was squeaky. Madam, can I have a motion, please, Mr. Cabeas?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I just want Mr. Kelly to know this is the last motion I'm going to make on the zoning board. I'm happy it's a positive one. So, Mr. Chair, matter number 21-100. Austin Kelly for a variance to construct an attached two-car garage and mudroom with living area above the premises, number 2 Eaton Road. I make a motion to grant the variance.
Second.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call vote?
Vice Chairman Coveyas,
Yes.
Charlie O'Brien,
Yes, ma'am.
Russell Chin,
Yes, in favor.
John Himmel,
Yes.
and Martin Akins.
Yes, Mr. Cabeas, 100th case
It is
of the year.
Of this year, yes.
100th case of the year.
Hi, Mike.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye,
Hey,
aye, aye.
guys, think about that. If someone, I just think it's a good idea. We all talk about it. If someone wants to take a night off that night, or you got something to do, if we got a full house, one guy just take off. There's no sense all of us hanging around if we can all hang in. But anything else you want to talk about, let Noreen know. She can get an email out this week or the next week, and that way there we'll have some ideas in our head if you want to change anything. Ms. Cabeas, I can't say enough about you. Congratulations, brother, and thank you very much for everything.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Hey,
You're welcome.
Thursday at Mike's at 5 o'clock.